The first one is about the Babri Masjid breaking down on December 6, 1992. The first riot in Mumbai took place. That was the minority community coming and attacking the others, the police. It was quelled by the police with as much efficiency and alacrity you can ever think of. Then there was a gap of 15-20 days, 3 weeks. But by mid-January, another thing was provoked, this time by the Shiv Sainiks, who were ruling the Bombay Municipal Corporation for the last 30-35 years. Even today they are there. So they knew the entire location of all these shops and places where they live and all that, because they got the list. Then these people came and attacked them like Sri Krishna report. If you read, you will know what kind of a role the police played and things like that. And there was a issue about equality as to how do you set an equation. So there was a conspiracy in Dubai. Dawood Ibrahim was approached by those people, and then he said, okay, now I'll help you to set these matters at a level playing field. So what happened? ISI was approached, and ISI landed with the help of Dawood Ibrahim, because he knows the whole place. He's a son of a Havaldar, and then he knows from Ratnagiri, hailing from Ratnagiri, coastal district. 4,000 kilograms of RDX was landed, brought in. 2,000 AK-47s. We went on recovering even now. And then you have 2,000 hand grenades, AK-47, ammunition, all sorts of things landed at one time. The national security is threatened by corruption. The customs guys knew about that. One additional collector, Somnath Thapa, was told about it, and they settled it for a price. So national security is actually a big challenge, is the corruption which is prevailing. For example, IC-814, all the Pakistanis came and stayed in Mumbai and took passports. This Masood's brother got 2 passports. Captain Attar is his name. 2 passports, all in Hindu names. What? 200, 300 rupees corruption by the police and various other people who are verifying. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, would be our biggest challenge. So in about an hour and a half, we had 12 blasts, 257 dead. 1,000 odd people were injured. Hundreds of crores of worth was blown up in smoke. This is the biggest ever terrorist attack which happened in the world by that time. 9/11 happened much later. This is 93 I'm talking about. That is 2001. So then Americans came. They did come. I went along. I was in the Intelligence Bureau Deputy Director in Mumbai. I went with them. We gave them a sack full, a gunny bag full of evidence, because all the equipment had come, which all had packed condition from a cantonment called WAH cantonment, W-A-H, WAH cantonment, and they were all produced. The hand grenades were all produced there, from Austria, the origin, and produced in there. But all that happened, the Americans didn't do anything about it. But later, they had to wake up with the 9/11 call. So this is what happened at that time. And then these are all the places it happened. It was coordinated. It was done by this Tiger Memon, Yaqub Memon and those people. But then they hastened to do it a few days ahead of the planning. So they left lot of telltale evidence, and the detection was done by the Mumbai Crime Branch. And this is how the place looked. So injuries and a lot of people just evaporated. In 2 buses in Century Bazaar at Worli, buses just vanished because the RDX is so powerful. We recovered 3,700. They used only 300 kilograms. 3,700 we recovered and neutralized that. And 2,000 weapons were there, unused. They didn't fire that time. Only blasts had taken place. We had to recover over a long period of time all over the country. And this Sanjay Dutt was involved in that. 2 trucks were parked in his house. He had 5 AKs and 15 hand grenades with him. So this is how the place looked. This is 1993. He was one of those persons guilty. Lot of watering down has been done in the charge against him in the Tada case. But then he served 6.5 years. This is how these places looked. You can see these mangled buses. And it was terrible. It was terrible. Imagine what would have happened if they had used more RDX than what they had used. We recovered lots of scooters loaded with RDX, but they didn't. They were not blasted. So then this trial went for years and years and years, decades. Even now, the trial is going on in appeal in the Supreme Court. But then we got conviction after 14, 15, 17 years. We got conviction. Quite a few guys died there in between. Abu Salam ran away to Portugal. We brought him much, much later from there and he has been convicted. And this is the story about that.